how do you stress test a bank? It's all over the news today. So I thought we'd find out. I'll be honest, the only other stories are about footballers of either the abused or plane crash variety, and we're going to stay well away from either of those. So on the line to discuss the Royal Bank of Scotland stress test, very pleased to welcome to the programme Jasmine Birtles. She's from... where are you from, Jasmine? What do you do?
Oh, well, good point. I run moneymagpie.com, bit of a plug there. I'm also from Notting Hill, central London, in the sunshine currently.
It is, isn't it? It's cold, though, isn't it?
Oh, I know, but I don't mind. You know, everyone goes, oh, it's cold, but it's all right because it's sunny, and that is the way I feel, actually.
Good. Is that the voice you use as well when you do it? Good.
Always.
I'm very glad to hear it.
It's cold, and I sort of hunch myself up like a little old lady. Well, it's cold, but it's nice, you know.
It's a very good little lady you do there.
Thank you very much, little gentleman.
Okay, it's just weird now. Anyway, so let's talk about bank stress test, because you know about this kind of stuff, and I think the layman, by which I mean me, doesn't. What is a bank stress test?
Well, basically, you remember back in 2008, happy days, when everything was just going all sinking. All the banks were like, oh, please give us some money because we've lost it all.
Yes.
And the government was like, oh, go on then. Well, essentially, the government doesn't want that to happen again. So they're doing tests. They're sort of running, a bit like, you know, when you have a fire test, you know, and you have to work out if everybody can get out of the building fast enough, etc., and you go in your lines and you don't fall over.
That's right, and there are certain colleagues you wouldn't mind leaving behind, that kind of thing. Yes.
That kind of thing, yes. And I think that's the same with the banks, really. You know, there are certain banks they quite like to leave behind, particularly Royal Bank of Scotland. So they're just putting all these, just this scenario where you've got a big global meltdown, China's in a state, oil's doing this, and housing is down by 31%. And this means everybody suddenly can't pay their mortgages. You know, it's just Armageddon. So basically they do this to all the major banks and go, can you cope? Have you got enough cash in the vaults to pay everything that needs to be paid? And most of them said, yes, we have. But the one that didn't was Royal Bank of Scotland.
Yeah. Now, why haven't they got enough money? Is it because they were bailed out to the tune of quite a lot of taxpayers' money?
Yeah.
Right. So we technically own, is it 73% of Royal Bank of Scotland?
Yeah.
I think now. And so, yes. So basically, because it's not doing very well, that's our fault. Yeah.
Well, in a sense, yeah. Basically, we've inherited a whole lot of rubbish debt. I mean, toxic debt, as they're saying.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, from the 80s onwards, you know, they got rid of the Captain Mannerings and they brought in the men in white socks. And basically, they said, the more you sell of whatever, you're going to get commissions. So, you know, men in white socks, they came from Carphone Warehouse and Virgin, whatever, you know, and they just thought, right, sell. And they were just handing out loans, insurance, particularly loans, mortgages to, frankly, anyone. It was like, you know, can you sign your name? Great. How much do you want?
Have all of this, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, have a lot of that. So, of course, you've got a load of businesses and particularly individuals who, frankly, can't pay it. And you know, maybe some of them can pay a little bit. They're on some sort of plan, but a lot of them barely can pay it at all. So they've got this gaping hole in the middle, which somehow needs to be sorted out. It's getting has been a little bit easier as loan rates have gone down, and that's sort of helped a little bit. But still, they've got this hungry monster in the centre that has to be fed money daily, you know.
Oh, Jasmine's got another voice on.
Yeah, sorry.
It's good. We like it. Carry on.
So yeah, they basically got, you know, that and other problems that they've done, some dodgy deals abroad. This is what we have all inherited, essentially, you know.
So what we're saying, so that essentially, if in the event of another crisis, so the Royal Bank of Scotland will fall first, or just not be able to pay anyone back the money that they've invested in the bank? Is that the...
Well, good point. They're saying they have agreed a revised capital plan. In other words, they're going to work out how to put some more money in the vaults to improve its stress resilience. So, you know, because of this stress test, it should be that they'll be all right. But yeah, basically, if they if they weren't doing these stress tests and just let them carry on, and something really nasty did happen, then it's likely that the bank itself could fold.
I've got an idea for a test now, because obviously bank hatred. I mean, banks have not recovered from everybody hating banks. No. We still hate banks, right? Particularly as you mentioned, these CEOs, these people in the white socks or whatever are doing these. Right. So what about this as a sort of idea? Okay. So we stress test the banks, but why don't we stress test the CEOs of the banks, right? So we get, you know the world's strongest man competition that's on at Christmas, So we're coming up to that. So what you get is the CEO. This is televised by all means, right? CEO of each bank competing against each other, carrying, I don't know, bags of money or something, seeing which one can turn down a mortgage application the fastest.
In their suits.
Well, exactly, in their suits, on a course, seeing which one can artificially inflate the LIBOR rate the quickest. That kind of thing.
Brilliant. Well, I think that's great. Another thing you could do is put them in a room, have screaming babies behind, and have somebody on the phone going, look, have you done that? I needed it now. I needed it tomorrow. And then you have their partners sitting next to them going, did you know you're fat? You're really fat. No, seriously.
Just stressing them out, Yes. You're a banking git and everyone hates you. Yes. Just keep saying that to them. Yeah. Listen,
stress me.
Thank you for talking us through that. I think it is clearer. And thank you very much indeed. That's Jasmine Birtles. Oh, hello, Jasmine. Before you go, hello, Jasmine. Still there?
I'm here.
Still, yes. Could you do your old lady voice for us again?
Yes, it's my old lady voice. This is how I do it. Hello.
Lovely. Jasmine Birtles there. She's from Money Magpie and does voices.